All right, guys, we have a lot to get through. We have a lot to cover here in this video, and we're going to lay it all out for you guys in the simplest terms possible. Describe what is happening today with AMC stock, the major new developments, go over this Fintel data because a lot of people, for whatever reason, think that Vangard sold all of their shares when that is not correct. So we're going to be giving guys the true and accurate information that you guys can go off of. So hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel, as well as check out the links in the description for free stock, like I always say, as well as go and follow me on Twitter for all of the latest news and developments before I even make a video over here. So let's get straight into this video, guys. What is happening today? Well, AMC is down 10.6%. Now, we're not quite at the close of market today, but we are pretty close, and we can rest assured that these numbers are not going to change around too much. Now, what levels are there to be watching for? This 200-day moving average, we are now under this. We did hit a low of $29.83 today. We did bounce up a little bit from there. Watch to see if we close under that, but really watch to see if we can bounce back up above $31 here in the after hours market. I think that is going to happen. If we do, that is a solid sign, and we are seeing a lot of back and forth activity at this 200-day moving average. This should serve as a solid level of support. If we do fall under that, watch for $28.91 per share. That is the level that we did hit back here. This was on August 5th. That was our lowest level. And then after that, if we do fall under that for whatever reason tomorrow, watch for that $25 flat level. That should be another solid level of support. And really watch for $26 to $25 per share to get some support. But why is this happening with AMC stock today as the overall markets are up? The S&P is up 0.60%, other indices up even more. Well, it comes down to the simple fact of mid-cap stocks are getting severely shorted at the current moment. Take a look at some of the trades that I put on today on Teladoc, Roku. These stocks are falling very, very, very aggressively at 52-week lows. There is also many other mid-cap stocks that are getting beaten down. People want to own Tesla, Nvidia, AMD. They want to own Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft. So they are selling out of all of these stocks, and AMC falls in that mid-cap sector of the stock market. Now, with AMC, it's a little bit different because we're getting major developments from Omicron, and AMC is a mid-cap, so they're already getting shorted into the ground because of that. And on top of it, they are a mid-cap that is a part of the sector of the economy that would be hardest hit if this Omicron situation does continue to develop. Eventually, this will blow over. What will cause this to blow over? In simplest terms, it's going to be vaccine data, and I do expect that by the end of the week this week, or at the latest by the start of next week. Probably, if I were to imagine, on Friday or over the weekend is when we'll get the news of the efficacy rates for the vaccine. That meaning, how effective is this current vaccine against this new variant? As long as we get numbers that are probably 50% or higher, which I do think they're going to be around 70 to 80% effective, the markets will see a substantial bounce because of that. There's a lot of unknown. There's a lot of fear and uncertainty at the current moment. Now, this new major development is that the U.S. confirms nation's first case of Omicron COVID variant in California. Key points: the United States has confirmed its first case of the new heavily mutated coronavirus variant called Omicron. The variant initially known as B11529 was first detected in South Africa, the World Health Organization said. Scientists will need a few weeks to determine how vaccines and treatments perform against the new variant. But the first case actually came out November 9th, so I do expect by the end of this week, like I said, or next week at the latest, we will get some news about the vaccine, and that will ultimately boost the markets up much higher, and you will see a rebound in a lot of these stocks that are getting beat down, just like we've seen in 2020 and 2021 when the vaccine numbers started to come out. Any vaccine news would pop the markets dramatically on any given day. I don't think that trend has changed in the overall sense of once you get these numbers, we will see a big rally. Now, some key things to note is that this individual that tested positive with the Omicron in California, he was fully vaccinated. He has very mild symptoms, and it's unknown if he actually has a booster shot or not. So watch for continuing headlines around this. Watch to see how California does react. I know California is a lot more strict on COVID, so hopefully we don't see lockdowns or anything crazy like that. That would definitely hurt AMC a little bit more. But all in all, is this time to panic? Is this time to sell out? No, it is not time to sell out. This is the time, in my personal opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, but to be buying the dip in AMC stock. And that's exactly what we have been doing today, as well as making some overall trades to hedge our portfolios. So that is the scoop, what is going on. Keep in mind, we are still seeing relatively low volume on the day at about 34.3 million shares that are trading hands. So I do think some people are getting spooked out of their positions, but by and large, I do think it's just a lot of shorting activity from the data that we can see on Ortex. We'll go ahead and refresh this page to get the most up-to-date information. And we're seeing borrowed shares of 2.96 million. And I do think we have a lot more shorted shares than that for the day. I would imagine 25% or more of the volume today is being shorted. So I'd imagine around 4 to 5 million shares have been sold short today, and that is causing this over 10% drop that we are currently experiencing. But on a positive note, the Ortex data is indicating a 16.82% short interest. They're starting to get more in line with the actual numbers that are out there, but I still think they are very far off. I think the short interest is probably in between 19 and 20%, even possibly higher than 20% due to what we are talking about here in this video, and that is overall incredibly bullish. The shorts will continue to dig themselves a massive hole. Once good news comes out, once we see a bounce in the stock, you're going to see, or a bounce as far as sentiment in the overall market, you're going to see a big bounce in AMC stock. That is inevitable. That is going to happen. So if you're selling out on the low end when you're down 10%, doesn't make a lot of sense. We could bounce back 5 or 10% even tomorrow upon this news of the vaccine having a decent efficacy rate for this variant. So that is what you guys need to know. Share utilization is 75.08%. So there is still a decent amount of shares that can be sold short. Now, before we get into the stock tracker data, I want to go over the Fintel filings because a lot of people have a misconception about what is going on here. Because I don't know why, I've seen a lot of people asking to see the Fintel filings, and I've seen a lot of people talking about Vangard has completely sold out, when that is obviously not the case. You guys can see right here, they have sold 29% of their position in AMC, but they still have massively large positions, with Vangard selling out about 29% of their AMC position across the board. And we'll go back to that right now. I apologize for that. But you guys can see, as far as firms completely selling out, there is no red activity here. If you seen a firm completely sell out, you would see red lines. The last firm we had sold out was November 24th, JP Morgan Small Cap Core Fund Class R5, and they did sell out 100% of their positions. But all of these recent filings, a lot of them issuing brand new positions, like the USSPX 500 Index Fund member shares, 141,000 shares that have been added, 1,200, 605, 1,400, 15,000, 4,400, 4,000. So not very large positions besides that one, but firms by and large have not sold out 100%. They have sold out a little bit, but nothing to be concerned about overall. Until you see a lot of red lines here, until you see a lot of firms completely selling out, these filings are considered bullish to me. White and green equals bullish, red equals bearish. That's the best way to think about this. But like I said, by and large, firms are not selling out of their AMC position. So rest assured on that. I don't know where you guys are getting that information from, but that is inaccurate information. Now, as far as the stock tracker data, we are obviously seeing a reverse gamma squeeze as well. So there's a lot of fronts to what is happening with AMC stock. As long as we hold and we continue to buy, AMC is going to be just fine. We are very strong as a community, and I don't want anybody to actually forget that. But we are seeing a lot of puts that are running from out of the money into the money, with 40,585 expiring this Friday that are now in the money, 41,000 that are out of the money, 10,000 for next week after this week, 75,000 for the week after next week. So you are seeing a lot of puts that are in the money, and you are seeing a lot of shorting that has to happen because of that. But it works the same way. If we do see a bounce and you see these puts run from into the money to out of the money, especially if we can really break above, $30 to even $35. That's where a lot of puts are concentrated right now at the current moment. Those are obviously in the money. If we do get a break above that, you're going to see a lot of these puts run out of the money. You're going to see a lot of buying happening from the market makers as they de-hedge all of these puts. Now, as far as the call side, seeing very little activity expiring this Friday, only 141,000 calls that are out of the money. That is pretty much expected. For December 17th, this is where you're going to see a lot of volatility in the month of December to January, like we have been calling out, and the first day of December is not disappointing to that statement of seeing a lot of volatility. But December 17th, 20,000 calls that are currently in the money, 262,000 calls that are out of the money. So you do have a lot of time to see these calls run back into the money, and I would not get discouraged at this current moment. The situation is still incredibly bullish, and we are going to be having a live stream later on tonight to go over all of this information. So definitely stay tuned for that. That is going to be very, very important, so you guys get the scoop of exactly what is going on. You guys can get my direct feedback on whatever you guys want to talk about. So I look forward to that. That is basically all we do have to cover here in this video. Let's take another look as far as AMC, only down 9.4%. So we are seeing this consolidation and really a lot of back and forth, like I said, around $31 per share. Watch to see if we close above $31 per share. Market is about to close as we currently speak, so watch out for that. That is going to be all for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Check out the links in the description for free stock, as well as the link for the buy and sell alerts. Our trades today have been killing it. And like I said, make sure to follow the Twitter to stay up to date with all of the news, letting you guys know the scoop even 34 minutes ago before a video was even made. So that is going to be all for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.